Hi everyone, this is Felicia with FP Handmade. Merry Christmas. I thought I'd share with you the cards that I made for Christmas this year. This has been a difficult year for everyone, and I really had a hard time kind of getting into the season as far as card making, and did finally come up with some cards to make and to send out rather. So I thought I'd share them with you. So the first card that I'm going to share with you, the first design, is kind of one that came about accidentally. So I had this Whimsy Stamps metal craft die, this slimline film strip die that I wanted to use in my card making this year. And my thought was to have something really cute in each of the panels here for the little, looks like a little photograph strip. And so I had cut them out in gold and silver. And then once I started to make the cards, I didn't like them. So I thought, okay, I can use these another time, I'm sure. So I'll just put them in the envelope with the actual die itself. But then I had these squares left, or little rounded squares, and I thought that's a lot of paper wasted. Maybe I'll try to utilize them. So this is what I came up with. So this is a slimline card, and I used some Martha Stewart paper that I had, and these little tags or ornaments or whatever you want to call wood pieces I got from Target a couple of years ago. And so I thought they looked really cute. I took the original color twine that they had off. Some of them had red twine, red and white, and some of them had a really slim silver one that you wouldn't even have been able to see. So I redid them all with the twine that I had on hand. And I think the card turned out pretty cute using these actually scrap pieces of paper. So the paper is from Cricut. I only use Cricut glitter paper because it doesn't come off. The glitter doesn't. So that's one of the designs. And then here's another one. These little Christmas trees, and I don't know why I put it on here wonky, but I did. But I think that's kind of whimsical. So this is the gold version. Also note that I used, for the first time, I think, in my card making, I used hot glue. These, because sometimes it's hard getting things to stick to this glitter because it's chunky. And I used hot glue and it worked perfectly. So this is another design. And here's one with the candy cane and the little gingerbread man with like he has a hair coming out of his head. And this too is all Martha Stewart paper. I think this is my favorite of this design, with the gold and with the silver snowflakes. So really cute. A lot of bling. And then this is the last design. So I have several of these cards. Very pretty, slimline. I used several stamps that I have in my stash for Christmas. And then of course I used my personal stamp on the back. So that's one design for Christmas. The next one, I used this little die I got from Cat Scrappiness. And this is the wrapped up with a bow die. So I really was excited when I saw this and wanted to use this in some cards this year. So my idea was to use it on the cards that I'm sending my coworkers. And I normally don't give my coworker a card for Christmas. I usually make up some type of little treat gift to give them on, put on their desk. But since we're working from home, I figured I would send them each a card. So using this die set, these are the cards that I came up with. So I think it's Trinity Stamps. I'm not sure. They have these mini slimline envelopes. So I thought I'd make me some slimline cards, mini slimline cards. So here's the design I came up with. Super simple. I'm making several of these. So I wanted it to go fast and easy. And so I used this paper that's from Martha Stewart, Christmas paper pad. And then what I did with the bow was I ended up cutting it off on the end, all four ends, because this had the dots on the end but I know I wouldn't have that going acrosswise, so I made sure my paper was small enough so I could cut this off going up and down. So this is one of the designs. And here is another design. And then here's the third one. So I have several of these that I made. Super simple card, you know, gluing on the little bow, the little accents for the bow. That was kind of time consuming. And then I wanted to share my stamp that I used. Kind of used a big stamp, super simple on the inside, this peace one, and also this joy. So I thought, since I didn't have sentiment on the front, which I'm really enjoying not putting sentiments on the front of my cards lately, but then you open it up and there is a substantial size stamp on the inside, even though it's a little mini slimline. So got these ready, and a lot of gluing and putting pieces together there. So that's another design. Another design I made this year was with the Trinity stamps. I can't think what this is called. I know you guys know. Why come I can't think of the name of it? Stencil. And it's called the Slimline Series Tree of Life. So I did show this in a haul video. It's actually 4 different layers for the tree, and then it has a star that you can use. So I used some paste. I don't have it in here. I think it's called metallic stencil paint. I think it's by Momenta. I want to say that. But I used it, and this is the card that I came up with. So this is 4 layers of distress ink. I used frayed burlap, inked linen, and old paper, I think. Yeah. And then the metallic stencil paint. And then I used it for the star also. So it's super simple. I used my new cutter from Tim Holtz. I think it's called the Deco cutter to get that kind of rough looking edge. But I really like this card. It's super simple, but it was a lot that went into preparing this card. You know, 4 different layers, and then the actual stencil paint. I really like it. And once again, no sentiment on the front. And then I have different sentiments on the inside. So another design that I made. Several of those. Then I wanted to make a card that was super simple, but carried some beauty, of course. So I came up with this design. This is some paper. This is Martha Stewart paper. I'm a paper person, and I just thought this paper was beautiful. And it's what makes the card. And I have a super simple sentiment there. May your seasons sparkle. And I backed it with the glitter paper. So look how simple this card is, but I think it's single layer paper, which I normally don't do, but I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a lot of postage involved in the paper, in the card. And I think it carries a really big punch with that pretty paper. And then the paper also comes into this red and gold with the white. And once again, I use the gold glitter paper to back up the sentiment, making spirits bright. Super simple card, but I really do love it. And then I have this paper. And this one says, May your season sparkle. So this is another one that says that. And then it has this really pretty paper with packages. And once again, backed it with the glitter paper. So I had this design with these papers. Then I had this design with the 4 layers. Then I had this design, the Martha Stewart paper, and the little ornaments from Target. I think they were like in the dollar spot. Yep. And then the cards for my coworkers. So I think I made, 35 cards, maybe. I don't know, that count may be wrong. But which one was your favorite? Coworker cards? Ornament cards? The labor-intensive 4-layer Christmas tree by Trinity Stamps? Or the super simple highlighting craft paper by Martha Stewart? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.